We begin our report with the assassination of the top political leader of Hamas. The militant group and Iran blame Israel. A Hamas spokesman says 62-year-old Ismail Haniyeh was hit by a rocket Wednesday in the home he had been staying in near Tehran, the Iranian capital. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied its role. Haniyeh became the militant group's chief in 2017. The U.S. named him a specially designated global terrorist in 2018 for, among other things, attacks against Israeli citizens. Also on Wednesday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirmed Israel killed a Hezbollah commander Tuesday in Beirut, Lebanon. The Israel Defense Forces claim the senior military leader had been responsible for a missile strike that killed 12 children who were playing soccer in the Golan Heights last Saturday. Since Hamas's October 7 attack on Israel, diplomats across the globe have feared that war will spread across the Middle East. Iran's supreme leader says Israel will be, quote, harshly punished for Haniyeh's assassination. And in his address to the Israeli people Wednesday, Netanyahu said, quote, "We are ready for any scenario. I am not giving in." For more on this, let's bring in CBS News foreign correspondent Debora Patta, who is in East Jerusalem. Deborah, what more do we know about the assassination the assassination on Haniyeh?
Well, John, we know that it was bold and brazen. Haniyeh had been attending the inauguration of the new president of Iran. Hamas says a missile struck the house he was staying in, but the details are very scant. And unlike the hit on the Hezbollah commander, Fuad Shakur, last night, where Israel very quickly and very firmly claimed responsibility for that assassination, today there was only silence from Israel regarding the killing of Haniyeh. But he has been a marked man since October 7. In the aftermath of that attack, Israel said Hamas leaders were marked for death. But perhaps far more worrying, John, is the location of the attack. It was in Tehran. Now, Haniyeh was a guest of Iran. He was staying in an Iranian Revolutionary Guard guest house. This happened inside the Iranian security bubble, and it's hugely embarrassing for them. And they have said, as you pointed out, it cannot go unpunished. But how much Israel has actually been able to penetrate inside Iran is a question that they're going to be asking themselves.
And Deborah, what are the implications here for the ongoing war between Hamas and Israel?
Well, you know, John, it's a very worrying time indeed, because Israel needed to have something to show for its nearly 10-month-long war in Gaza. It had failed to get Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the October 7 attack. It's unclear whether it has killed Mohammed Deif, the senior Hamas commander. And assassinating the head of Hamas's political wing will be a major morale boost for Israel. It's going to be a boon for the very unpopular Benjamin Netanyahu, who leads this country, and it will be a heavy blow to Hamas. In many ways, Haniyeh was really an easy target, though. He was not living underground. He was living freely in Qatar. He traveled all the time. He was regarded really as one of the more pragmatic leaders of Hamas. He was the man who sat in the same room as the Israelis, negotiating a hostage deal. And that really is a huge problem. I spoke to a Palestinian activist in the West Bank who said that this kills all hope for a hostage deal, which was already at a stalemate. When you kill the person you are negotiating with, he said, you kill the possibility for peace. So for the families of those hostages, this is going to be a very devastating turn of events. And as for Hamas, you know, it's used to having to replace and promote new leaders in the wake of Israeli assassinations. That's not new. But this is a big loss. This was a globally famous figure who was really key to their relationship with Iran and other allies around the world.
So, Deborah, if there's not going to be a hostage deal, then that means there's not going to be any cessation of hostilities. So how volatile is the situation now that there have been these two assassinations?
Well, John, if we thought things were bad last night when we spoke about this, nobody could have anticipated that they would actually be worse just a few hours later with this second assassination. This was a region that was already in turmoil. The specter of all-out war had already been raised, with tensions escalating, with Hezbollah. You already had that assassination of a senior Hezbollah commander. And until now, Iran is really, it's trying to back away. There's been attempts at de-escalation, but they have to be seen to be strong. They probably will respond. They also have their proxies. There's Hezbollah in Lebanon. There are the Houthis in Yemen who have been firing missiles in the Red Sea. The timing and the location, as we said, of Haniyeh's killing means it could be yet another very destabilizing moment in this conflict, which is on the verge of blowing up. Any missteps, any miscalculations, pushing things too far, stopping the escalate, not wanting to de-escalate. This is the kinds of things that are very worrying at the moment. And in many ways, it's more worrying than it's ever been at any point in the nearly 10 months of this conflict.
Debora Patta for us in East Jerusalem. Thank you.